what I wanted to do real quick was actually start with the data before we get into the predictive modeling. So I'll just give you an example from CSS. We collect about somewhere around 1,500 elements on each of our more than 30 million claimants that we've had over the past 10 plus years. So when you think about that, that's about 45 billion structured data points that we have on our claimants, right? When you think about the TPA space, I think those two TPAs who are going to be most successful are the ones who have the market share and the data to be able to really appropriately use analytics to triage and handle claims. You know, we have over 1.5 billion claim notes. So not just the structured data that I talked about before, but unstructured data we can also tap into for building our predictive models. We have more than 60 million medical bills. So this is really like, these are the ingredients that you need in order to build effective predictive models. That's just our internal data. So now if we turn to third-party data sources, we also need to leverage that information to get a complete view of the claim. So you know, one of the areas that I think is really key in the TPA space is looking at prior claim history for whether it's claimants or injured workers, just understanding you know, if there are any kind of patterns of behavior that we should be aware of or be concerned about. Something new in the space that has come up over the past year or so is the idea of automated social listening. So just going out and being able to capture data that's out there, you know, publicly available on the web, to understand you know, what facts exist that might either confirm the elements of the claim or contradict the elements of the claim. So I think you're starting to see more TPAs work with social listening vendors to be able to pull all that information in, to be able to quickly assess, is this a claim that's valid, or is this a claim that we have some concerns about? And then certainly, you know, you're seeing with all the social inflation going on these days, more and more attorney activity. I think folks should be looking for TPAs who can understand connections between attorneys, providers, medical providers, claimants, just to understand, get a full picture of claims. So now as we get into predictive modeling, I think the three areas that you see people focused on the most are fraud detection. So that's using information you know, from our structured, from our unstructured data, third-party data sources like the social listening that I talked about, to understand claimants as well as medical providers on a claim, because we do see quite a bit of medical provider fraud as well. Litigation propensity is another hot area where you're trying to understand which claimants are most likely to hire attorneys. We know attorneys are likely to drive up the medical costs on a claim. You know, we've seen that over time. We want to make sure that we pay what we owe on a claim, but not more than we owe, not less than we owe. And so understanding when attorneys might get involved, I think helps us get a leg up on you know, how we can handle the claim more effectively and potentially communicate with the claimant in a way that you know, I think leads to the best outcome for them and for their employers. Lastly, claim triage is really important as well. So how do we handle claims in the most effective way? How do we get the right resources on claims? So for example, getting nurses on certain claims where we think that'll be most effective. So you're starting to see a lot of predictive modeling in really those three areas.